Hello, Namaskaram. Balamuralikrishna Sudharasa Sara Sangraham, the YouTube channel dedicated exclusively to share the music and musical works of Dr. Mangalampalli Balamuralikrishna for posterity, is delighted to present a special album of Muraligānam on the occasion of 92nd birthday of the maestro. The album Apurupa Raga Ranjani will be a presentation of 13 ragas. It contains some Apurupa or rare ragas explored, expounded and shaped by Dr. Balamuralikrishna, and also some of the ragas created by him. A radio program by the same title, Apurupa Raga Ranjani, delivered by Dr. Balamuralikrishna many years ago, is the main inspiration for the album uploaded here. While the radio recordings in the cassette tapes curated by Sri N.S. Sharma of Guntur provided the material cause, the long and multiple discussions held with Sri V Mohana Krishna, a well-known disciple of Dr. Mangalampalli Balamuralikrishna, provided the intelligent cause in decoding the creativity and innovation in Muraligānam. The decoding reveals that creativity being a new way of thinking and innovation being a new way of doing are essentially the two faces of the same coin, the music par excellence of Balamuralikrishna, minted in the treasure house of Muraligānam. Throughout the album, we can observe Dr. Balamuralikrishna's act of conceiving something new, whether a variation on a theme or something completely new in his creative approach, and his artful act of putting the same into practice through his innovative approach. It is a well-known fact that Dr. Balamuralikrishna has championed the introduction of some of the rare ragas such as Deshakshi, Rasali, Maruva Dhanyasi and Bindu Malini. It makes the keen listener in us curious to understand how he could develop such rarely heard ragas, revealing all their beauty, splendor and form. In parallel, the curious listener in us is also wonderstruck as how Dr. Balamuralikrishna weaves a new raga with a new composition and brings it out like a finished product from an assembly line of a manufacturing setup. This presentation, that is, the introduction to the album Apurupa Raga Ranjani, attempts to capture the essence of developing rare ragas and creation of new ragas. The three kinds of creative approaches to rare ragas by Dr. Balamuralikrishna can be looked at as follows. Number 1. Creative approach based on the availability of notations and a composition. Number 2. Creative approach for ragas just having a scale. And number 3. Creative approach for an unmanifested or amorphous form of a new raga. Let us look now at the creative approach of Dr. Balamuralikrishna for developing the image of a rare raga having a composition with original notations. For a given rare raga of a composition of the Carnatic music trinity, for instance, Dr. Balamuralikrishna would deeply study the structure of the composition in terms of the combination of musical notes, patterns, and their blend used for expressing the emotions through the lyrics by the vaggéyakāra. By anchoring to such emotional intents delicately, Balamuralikrishna would soak himself in the entire body of the kirtana, that is, both in musical structure and its meaning, to mentally create a swarupa or the image of the raga and visualize a vivid form through his creative approach. Then he attempts to express his visualization aesthetically of what he has mentally conceived through the innovation of doing it, that is, the process of singing of what he has pictured in his mind. The combination of swarams used in the composition is the basis for Dr. Balamuralikrishna's raga exploration. This process is somewhat like performing a Sahitya Vinyasam for a line where one takes the raga pattern embedded in the kriti by the vaggéyakāra to endeavor in bringing a complete picture of a raga. It is observed that when Dr. Balamuralikrishna wants to sing a kirtana, he deep dives into the kirtana to get a mental picture, and that mental picture is transformed through his rendition, or in other words, translating his mental picture into music. As is the form of his mental picture, that is creativity, in a given time and space event, so is the form of his music that flows, that is innovation from him. In a nutshell, Dr. Balamuralikrishna studies a composition deeply to get its DNA, that is, the image of the raga or the raga swarupa, and from that he innovates to bring out countless forms of musical expressions soaked in aesthetics. This is the main reason why every Kalyani, Abheri, Sunada Vinodini, or even Shankarabharanam sung by him are different each and every time, though it appears repetitive for the untrained ears. Dr. Balamuralikrishna was emphasizing that one should not merely copy the tune of a phrase from a composition and then repeatedly sing for the raga development. Instead, one needs to understand the sthai or the octave in which one is singing and the point where one has to pause. From that point of pausing, one could find the way to develop a raga gradually. Only after experiencing the full form of the raga by oneself, then the performer should gently make it visible, giving every possible detail and time for all those listening to it without yielding to the tempting sense of hurrying up while singing. He had self control in him to slow as needed to highlight a nuance instead of hurrying up to gloss over. It is noteworthy that Dr. Balamuralikrishna was the first to develop and to present the raga Bindu Malini. The raga swarupa presented for the composition of Saint Tyagaraja is essentially the imagination of Dr. Balamuralikrishna for the structure of Saint Tyagaraja. Anchoring to this principle, that is, holding on to the structure, he innovates intelligently through his creative imagination in portraying the image of the raga created in his mind. Now, let us look at the second creative approach, that is, the creative approach for developing the image of a rare raga which has only a scale. Dr. Balamuralikrishna has also been recognized for bringing out an image for the rare ragas for which only a scale is available and which does not have a composition with the notations of the original composer. Some examples of this kind include ragas such as Deshakshi, Hamsa Vinodini, Gurupriya, and several others where only a scale of the raga is available. It is appropriate to say here that the raga Dorai belonged to this category. A scale alone was given by Dr. Doraswamy Iyengar and it was left for Balamuralikrishna to develop the image of the raga. The starting point for Dr. Balamuralikrishna in developing the swarupa of such rare ragas mentioned here perhaps is from the hundreds of Lakshana Geetams he had learned from his Guru. These Geetams have very little expression of the image of the raga and it only gives the familiarization of various notes and its relative position or its variation in the scale. Dr. Balamuralikrishna found that mere arohana and avarohana of the raga does not give a complete swarupa. He therefore emphasized the importance of murchana, that is, arohana and avarohana of the raga, including specifications of the gamakas for some specific notes. So, keeping in mind the importance of the murchana for developing the image of the raga, Dr. Balamuralikrishna, for these type of ragas, he first builds the raga structure based on the murchana conceived by him. Then innovates to calibrate the gamakas and optimizing the aesthetic ornamentation that is to be given to the selected musical notes and their combination. Dr. Balamuralikrishna also emphasized the inevitability of a composition to sustain and to express the image of the raga like a canvas for a painter, and he being a poet himself, he has composed several compositions in such rare ragas to portray the raga swarupa. The murchana of ragas such as Deshakshi, Hamsa Vinodini, and Gurupriya, together with its raga swarupa we hear today in the various compositions, are indeed developed by Dr. Balamuralikrishna. Now let us look at the final creative approach of him, that is, how are a new raga and a new composition created by Dr. Balamuralikrishna. The process of creating a new raga and a new composition happens involuntarily for Dr. Balamuralikrishna. Let us look at this process in 3 simple steps. Step 1. A new tune together with 1 or 2 phrases comes to him unannounced. Step 2. Then, with his volition, Balamuralikrishna develops these phrases gradually into a composition. When he is in this creative flow, he is not inclined to know whether it is a known or an unknown raga. He does not even entertain his thoughts to check the raga aspects such as the number of notes, their variation, or its scale. The main focus by him in this step 2 is to facilitate the evolution and flow of both music and lyrics simultaneously, and the composition comes out with its tune of music with all its other features like a finished product. Step 3. Once the composition with its raga swarupa together with its sangatis emerge, then a query is made about the raga. Dr. Balamuralikrishna would not know whether he is actually creating a new raga or not while the composition with its tune is being made. After he gets the lyrics with its tune, the scale of the raga is identified to check whether such a scale exists or not. For all those ragas with new scales, a new name is then suitably given. As examples, the composition in the ragas Lavangi, Rohini and such can be recalled here. The album Apurupa Raga Ranjani is reverentially dedicated to Dr. Mangalampalli Balamuralikrishna, whose creativity and innovation flowed involuntarily in bringing out the Raga Swarupa of many rare ragas, and also for showing the world that an ample Raga Swarupa is also possible to bring for the ragas of less than 5 notes, transcending the textbook notions and conventional theories. I would like to offer my sincere thanks to Sri V Mohana Krishna for sharing all the above from his direct experience of living in a gurukula-like setting while learning music from Dr. Balamuralikrishna for several years. His observations on these aspects has greatly helped me to grasp some creative and innovative aspects of Muraligānam. I earnestly hope that it would also benefit the rasika fraternity in appreciating the vaggéyakāra in Dr. Balamuralikrishna. I am also obliged to Sri N.S. Sharma of Guntur for his spirit of sharing the radio recordings which he passionately curated from the cassette era. For most of the tracks, Dr. Balamuralikrishna himself announces the details of the raga presented. Wherever his announcement is truncated, Sri V Mohana Krishna has announced the details. I am very grateful to him for this support as well. I am also very grateful to my distinguished friend Sri T.K. Ramkumar for his support in this project. We hope the above pointers about the handling of rare ragas by Dr. Balamuralikrishna would help all the keen listeners to benefit from listening. Additional details for all the 13 ragas are given in the description section of the respective raga presented here. Thank you for listening. Namaskaram.